I'm Andy Adams, Director of Judges for the National Cutting Horse Association. I want to welcome you to Judging 101 Hot Topics, where each month we will take a closer look at different topics that are related to the Judges Department. Well, we want to talk to Tim Smith today. He's been in this business for a long time, done a lot of cutting, been around for a long time, won a lot of money, world champion, Hall of Famer, all the above. Recently, Tim, you and I were talking about the judge's card at a show you were at.
Right.
And I just wanted to ask you, or get you to kind of talk about that, what you thought about it.
From a showman's perspective, Andy, and again, we've been doing this a long time, and I've been doing this a long time. I went and looked at the cards after a wild go-round at Rancho Murrieta. And I was the last horse to work, marked at 224 and advanced to the finals. And I went and sat down and got all 5 cards together. And it was very clear to me what each judge saw, what they liked, what they didn't like. And in times gone by, you would go look at the cards and it really didn't make sense. Now it does with the new card, and the boxes add up to the score. And I thought it was very enlightening to me, the fact that it was so simple to understand and very easy to explain to non-pros or amateurs. Like, we tend to forget our bad cow.
Right.
You know, as showmen, we tend to forget our bad cow, and you have cut 2 bad cows, but you forget that one in the middle that was a 69. Well, it's right there documented, and you're like, well, he was right. It wasn't that good all the way through. So I think it's very simple to understand. It's very simple to explain.
Awesome. I mean, a lot of times when you go tell a non-pro or amateur that they feel like they should have marked more,
Right.
and they don't, and you tell them, well, you weren't very good on the first cow.
Right.
And then you go look at the card and it backs that up and supports it. That really helps the explanation of why they marked what they marked.
And I can explain it. I can justify the cow score or the cow work number at the end of the page, and here's your minus in herd work, or minus in control, or minus in eye appeal, or a plus, or a check plus, or whatever it happens to be. So it's very easy to understand, and you look at the first score and the second score, and you split them in half, and it goes up, down, or stays the same. Very simple, very easy. And I've been looking at judges' cards for 50 years, and it's hard to sometimes follow what they're thinking.
Right.
But with this one, it's all there in black and white and very easy to understand.
So another question real quick is, when you think about, you just judged the go-arounds for us here at the Summer Spectacular. From a judge's perspective and using the card, give me some information about that.
I think it's much simpler. I don't want to date myself, but I want to mention thermometer theory. We had a running total in our head. This is so much more accurate. Judge the first cow, what's that cow worth? You write that number down. Forget about what happened. That's over and done with.
Yeah.
Judge the second cow, write that number down. And it's very easy to follow what's going on, and then you judge the third cow. So for me as a judge, it was simpler to remember the bad parts and the good parts of a run. If a run had a terrible first cow, but the second and third cow were fabulous,
right.
It gets them people back into cutting. And I think overall, from a judge's perspective, from a showman's perspective, it's so much easier to understand and so much more accurate for the contestants to know what actually did happen.
Well, we know that we're trying to look for credit earning opportunities continuously.
Right.
And then call a penalty when we have to.
Right, yeah.
And this card, it sets you up to be able to do that, to track the facts accurately and be confident in your score at the end.
Yeah, exactly. And you stress in our pre-meetings and stuff, when there's a credit earning situation, you've got to give them credit for it. If they throw their hand down in traffic, or they make a special cut, or they make 2 or 3 more turns on a cow, that is credit, and we're looking for that and trying to reward that as judges.
Yeah.
And what we saw, or what I saw particularly in this go-round, after we judged a couple days, it became painfully obvious that these guys knew if they put their hand down quick and worked a long time, they were going to overcome a slight bobble.
Right.
And that's what cutting needs to be. Show
Right.
your horse.
Right.
No matter how good it is, you still have to show us your horse.
Yeah.
And that's what you're striving for, as the judging department is striving for, and I think it's really starting to make an impact on what's happening in the arena.
That's great. Well, listen, Tim, we really thank you for taking the time
My
to
pleasure,
come and
Andy. Thank
visit
you.
with us. We know you've got a busy schedule, a lot of things going on, and we appreciate it very much.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you.